Hey guys, welcome back to News Dump.
Yeah, just in case you missed the biggest entertainment news of the week, we're here to explain just what the heck is going on in the seemingly turbulent world of Star Wars, because this summer has certainly had no shortage of fuel to add to what from the outside looks like a pretty chaotic fire that at this point could only rival the fires here in real life and the drama unfolding over in the DC.
Yeah, so aside from the random stupid news that popped up, like when John Boyega went to a festival and had a great time,
Good
which
for him.
may or may not have included a little bumping and grinding,
We all had fun.
it's been quite a few months for Star Wars. Now, Episode 8, it's pretty much locked and loaded at this point, but just a few weeks ago, the news that directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller had been fired from the Han Solo movie, that dropped, and turns out they're being replaced by Richie Cunningham. Sorry, Ron Howard.
They were. Now there's yet another shakeup in the Star Wars land because
Shaking things up.
Colin Trevorrow, who had been confirmed to be directing Star Wars Episode 9, he's also just been fired.
Here's your card.
Trevorrow, who you would all know as the director of the wildly successful Jurassic Park reboot, sequel, whatever, Jurassic World, he landed the gig just after the success of that movie.
Makes sense.
Things were looking good for Colin Trevorrow.
Hey, you know what? Maybe I'll take on a little pet project in the meantime.
It was probably, almost certainly, because he had proved that he could make something entertaining and new out of essentially the same building blocks as its predecessor, which, at this point, that's obviously what Disney and Lucasfilm want.
Yeah. Take what we've already done, but
TIE
make it
fighters.
new. And more recently, however, like I said, he fucked up by taking on another movie in between these two franchises. He could have just done nothing.
Yeah.
This movie was called The Book of Henry. It was a flop both critically and commercially, so obviously that would make the heads over at Disney a little worried. And it did.
Yeah.
In a statement, they said, Lucasfilm and Colin Trevorrow have mutually chosen to part ways on Star Wars Episode 9. Colin has been a wonderful collaborator throughout the development process, but we have all come to the conclusion that our visions for the project differ. We wish Colin the best, and we'll be sharing more information about the film soon.
See, our vision was that we were going to make a good movie.
Yeah, Colin's going to
vision
make
was
trash.
That he wanted to make trash. And obviously, creative differences.
He was like, I want to bring digital Leia into it. They're like, no.
Ugh. Anyway, we haven't heard who will be filling in for that role. You could assume that the execs at Disney might just start playing it safe with all their upcoming Star Wars movies, considering how much trouble they have had with up-and-coming directors. The Ron Howard pick was certainly uninspired, but they knew that they're gonna get exactly what they want with him behind the wheel. Who was the guy who did the guy who lost his job before even getting Episode 8?
Oh, the guy,
was,
Josh Trank?
Yeah.
From, the Fantastic Four was a pretty clear red flag.
Yeah. So,
And then Gareth Edwards did Rogue One. I wasn't a big fan of that.
people liked it though.
So certainly, I have seen a bit of people bending back and being like, all right, it wasn't that great.
It was not as great as you think it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this Ron Howard thing, it's certainly uninspired, but hey, they know what they're gonna get. It's not gonna be surprising at all if Disney just locks down another older, more experienced and weathered director who has a name that brings star power, and he won't get in the way of the plans that they have for these movies.
I'll just do the job.
An old workhorse. No,
I got grandkids to give money to.
You don't need a young racehorse. You get yourself an old mule who can carry the bags.
Old, reliable.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let us know who you think will fill the role in the comments, and why all of you think it should be Steven Spielberg. There's rumors that they're just gonna give J.J. Abrams like $100 million. Like, come on.
I think that would be fine. He proved that he can do exactly what they want.
I will direct the Star Wars.
Which is make the movie that they want him to make.
Yeah.
It's basically like, okay, you want to go have creative freedom? Fine, but this is Star Wars.
I'm telling you, the guy who directed It, which we're about to talk about, they're gonna give him a Star Wars.
Sure, give everyone
They're
Star
gonna
Wars.
give him a standalone Star Wars. I'm betting it on now. Within the next year, you will hear that the director of It, whose name I can't even think of, will be given a Star Wars because he has already proven himself in a similar situation. They were gonna give It to the guy who did True Detective, and then they had creative differences there, so they hired this guy.
Made it great.
And he made it great again.
Yeah, so let's move on. It was just released yesterday, and according to critic and fan reaction, it is terrifying, hilarious, and pretty much an all-around great horror movie.
I'm shocked. I did not have high hopes for this.
No,
but
it's a hard task to nail because of the legacy that's been laid out before it, thanks to the original made-for-TV film. But,
which isn't that good, but Tim Curry was real scary in it.
yeah, for a made-for-TV movie back then, it was streets ahead of anything else that was being released.
Everything looks better through the fuzziness of the CRT television.
It's true. It turns out you actually can improve on an original. Hell, even Stephen King was impressed.
Yeah, but he said, I can't even think of the name of the Dark Tower. he said he approved of that. We all know how that
Approved of it. I mean, it's no maximum overdrive.
My bank account approves of it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, so we can tell you one group of people that are not impressed or amused, however. Actually, two groups of people. Professional clowns who, for the last year, they just can't catch a break.
Been getting a bad rap, yeah.
But also, the police. Yes, just a year after police around the country had to deal with all those stupid, creepy clowns scaring the shit out of people in the woods and on the streets and shit, police are now being forced to tell people to cut it out with all those gags based on it, most notably the balloons tied to sewer grates.
And a Facebook post a few days ago, the Lititz, Pennsylvania Police Department said the following. A certain movie is coming to theaters in 2 days, and a local prankster took it upon themselves to promote the movie. We give points for creativity, however, we want the local prankster to know that we were completely terrified as we removed these balloons from the grates, and we respectfully request they do not do that again. If you're not sure what we're talking about, search it and watch the preview, but we suggest watching the preview with a friend or coworker with all the lights on and the sound down low. You'll float too.
I am so tired of law enforcement agencies trying to be cool on social media.
Yeah.
Every fucking small town police department has a Facebook page and they always post, we found these drugs, if these are yours, give us a call.
Yeah, the towns with no problems. The towns with no problems. They love to yuck it up over there at the police department. There's another one I saw on Twitter that was like, not this again. And it's like, dude, fuck you. Like, there's got to be something else going on in that town. Anyways, yes, this is obviously paid marketing for the movie, or at the very least, the local town.
I think it's free marketing.
Yeah, they're just having fun, and it's not in any way tied to that creepy clown epidemic that took the country by storm last year. So whatever. I guess it's all in good fun. The movie's apparently great, so you know what? Just go see it and get creeped out for real.
Yeah, I'll probably go this weekend.
Yeah, I'll probably go tonight or later this weekend. So, who knows?
But speaking of people taking things way too seriously, it's very apparent by now that Jared Leto enjoys going method when getting into the roles for his movie.
Literally Method Man.
Sometimes it pays off. I mean, he lost a ton of weight to pretend that he had AIDS in the Dallas Buyers Club, and
he also did the same thing with
Requiem for a Dream to prove that he was a heroin addict. He gave up sex for that movie as well. He lived on the streets for a few weeks. Unnecessary, but that's cool. Sometimes it doesn't pay off. Like, he gained a ton of weight for the movie Chapter 27, which no one remembers at all.
It has a real bad rating.
But you know what people do remember? The Suicide Squad movie and how fucking awful it was, where apparently behind the scenes of that, he was sending dildos and dead rats to his castmates, just being a fucking weirdo all the time.
Yeah.
Would have been cool if it all paid off in a decent movie or a new fun take on the Joker, but it ended up being a terrible movie.
Yeah,
a Joker that no one liked.
The Joker in that movie is very reminiscent of when Bugs Bunny imitates a gangster in an old Looney Tunes cartoon.
That's true.
Yeah. Hey, Mac.
Anyway, Jared Leto is back at it again. He went method again for his in new and exciting ways.
Yeah.
For Blade Runner 2049, which please be good. He basically blinded himself for the role because his character's blind.
It makes sense, right?
Did he look into the sun?
No. Okay, now to be fair, it's not as if he mocked the president and stared directly into the sun, or like Baked Alaska, sprayed himself in the eyes with bear mace.
Get this man some milk.
What are they saying? He's just wearing contacts that allow him to experience what it would be like to be blind. There is risk involved. They said if you leave those contacts in too long, it could hurt your vision. Anyways, he put in contacts that made it hard for him to see. Now, yes, this is hilarious to think about. Imagining Jared Leto blinding himself and then being completely serious as he bumps into things for the first time is really, really funny. Hopefully there were a lot of vases and stuff around in his dressing room when he tried this for the first time. But damn it, he just wants to be the best no matter what. And this movie's so serious that the next quote in any other context would be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Director Denis Villeneuve, who didn't ask Jared to do this, recounted his experience with the actor the first time he had the contacts in, saying in an interview with reputable news source, The Wall Street Journal,
he entered the room and he could not see at all. He was walking with an assistant, very slowly. It was like seeing Jesus walking into a temple. Everyone became super silent. There was a kind of sacred moment. Everyone was in awe. It was so beautiful and powerful. I was moved to tears. And that was just a camera test. Oh, fuck off. God, I like your movies, sir.
Yeah.
but now I'm reconsidering.
Yeah, I like that everyone went silent. Well, you know why? Because when you're blind, all of your other senses go up, and they didn't want to deafen him too.
I mean, I'm going to cut Denis Villeneuve a break because every good French director around today is apparently they're all fucking weirdos who say shit like this all the time.
I was moved to tears.
Gaspar Noé is a great director, but just the fucking most insufferably strange person
I
around.
started crying.
So, yeah, cool. At least this is for Blade Runner, a movie that, looks
It
really
looks good. Yeah, he
Maybe
spent a lot
it'll
more
be-
time mocking this if it
Yeah,
wasn't Blade Runner.
but if it's not good, Jared, you're never gonna live this one down.
No.
It
No.
was like a Jesus had to come. Fuck you.
Everyone went silent. And then it comes in the room. Yes, sure, he'll knock over 4 or 5 vases. You should have seen him. He was walking on a piece of iron, and it was for certain that he was going to fall off. But then, sure enough,
Leave it in the movie.
at the last moment, another piece of iron swung in just at the right time, and he stepped down and made the connection. It was like seeing Mr. Magoo for real.
Yeah. No, his next movie is probably gonna be Monsieur Magoo, starring Jared Leto.
You should have seen him. He was walking through a busy street, and nearly every car had hit him, but just by chance they missed by millimeters.
He had no idea.
He thought it was
Blissfully
fun.
unaware. Woo. Narrowly avoiding death at every turn.
Keeps going.
Anyway, so
We need to make that movie.
yeah. So, here's another thing Jared Leto is blissfully unaware of right now.
Yeah.
His role as the Joker in the DCEU, or at least how the whole spin-off thing works. Apparently, he has no idea what's going on there. He has as good an idea of
Much
anyone.
like us. Yeah.
Yeah. In a recent interview with ODE, he had this to say. I'm a little confused too, but yeah, there are a couple things happening in the DC world, and I love the Joker. He's a great character, a really fun character to play. And it's a big universe. When you play the Joker, there's no ownership there. You have the honor of holding the baton for a little while and then passing it off. But there are other films in development, and I'm excited to see what comes from them. I don't know. I get paid either way.
I'm sorry, I haven't been keeping up. Can't read the tabloids.
Yeah. It's the thing about being a method actor or playing a blind man.
Sure, send me the Braille version of Hollywood
Yeah.
Reporter. Then
I
I'll.
learned Braille for no reason.
I learned Braille for no reason. That's great.
I learned echolocation.
Now everything's too bright.
Yeah, he's gonna take him on and be like, ah.
Oh. I hope he does all of his junk interviews blind.
He's just talking in the wrong direction.
Yeah, just like go over and like move his glass of water to the side. Wait. Oh God.
Oh, man.
I'll need to move that water too. And I interviewed him for Suicide Squad. They're like, all right, and your time starts now. And then he just grabbed a bottle of water and just started drinking it for the
Yeah.
first 30 seconds of the interview. And I was like, all right.
Thirsty boy.
He is. Who could survive? One reporter for an internet outlet or one thirsty boy.
Been thirsty boy.
Anyways, as of right now, he's probably going to be in Suicide Squad 2 and that Harley Quinn movie. But who knows? Shakeups on movies of this scale, they're not even surprising anymore. So anything could happen. Well, let's get into trailers because...
Ron Howard should play the Joker.
Yeah. Or his brother.
Yeah. Clint Howard. He'd be a good penguin.
That'd be a great penguin.
What the? Yeah, he would be a fantastic penguin. Holy shit.
You know what? They should just get, what's his name back as the penguin?
Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
No,
As
no,
the
no.
Penguins. Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. He's still fine.
He was great in that.
Yeah. Well, let's get into trailers because these are movies that are actually coming out.
Yeah, so we've finally got one for the current war. This stars Benedict Cumberbatch as Thomas Edison, Michael Shannon as George Westinghouse, and Nicholas Hoult as Nikola Tesla. It's obviously about the very competitive early days of electricity when Edison duked it out against Westinghouse and Tesla over direct current versus alternating current. If you think the big tech companies and CEOs of today are super competitive and egotistical, that is nothing compared to the War of the Currents, though the way this trailer is cut together, especially with the music, to feel like some sort of high-stakes action movie, is a tad bit ridiculous. It's not clear if this is actually going to be any good, but at the very least, it seems like it'll be fun to watch these actors all acting their asses off when it comes out in November.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch, his voice in this, I don't know if we have recordings of Thomas Edison, but the voice he's using in this, he literally sounds like Harrison Ford. He's just doing an impression of Harrison Ford's voice. It's weird.
I would like to see Michael Shannon as Westinghouse being like, one day my name is going to be on the worst TVs that you can buy on Black Friday.
It's a real dirty shame Westinghouse's name just getting dragged through the mud at the bargain bin aisle.
Tesla turned out great.
Well, that's not.
I know,
Tesla
but-
died poor.
Well, no, but his name, the legacy, thanks to
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
Yeah,
Because Musk is a stupid name.
Yeah, Musk.
That's what your uncle smells like.
Musk.
Musk Engineering. Dumb. Thank you for changing it.
Yeah. Good call.
Next up, Gerald's Game, a Netflix movie based on a novel by Stephen King, who we assume approved it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's fine.
Chum.
Stephen King at this point has more adaptation projects currently on TV and in theaters and in development than probably any other person ever. It's ridiculous. But anyways, Gerald's Game is based on his 1992 novel, and it's about a couple who go on a weekend getaway to a remote cabin and get into some kinky sex stuff, where the wife is handcuffed to the bed. Real kinky stuff. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, while she's still handcuffed, the husband has a heart attack and dies. So she spends the next few days trying to free herself while also losing her mind and having flashbacks and visions. Fun stuff!
Yeah.
Gerald's Game comes to Netflix on September 29th.
So
it doesn't seem like it'd be too hard to get out of.
I don't know. It looks pretty believable. She's a girl. She's got small... It's all lower body strength.
The Respect for Women stamp card is from Weekly Weird News, so I can't reference it now. But
I'm burning my respect. Also in the category of thrillers about people losing their minds in isolation, Jungle, starring Daniel Radcliffe as a real-life guy who, in the early 80s, left his native Israel to explore South America, and then got way more than he bargained for when he joined a group of guys hiking through the Amazon jungle who all got lost and separated, leaving him alone to fend for himself in one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. Looks real intense. I like to think of it as a prequel to Swiss Army Man.
That's what I was just thinking. Did the group leave him alone after they found out that his body couldn't be used to harpoon things? And
I hope at the end of the movie, well, the guy in real life, he lived, but I hope in the movie he dies, and then the last shot is
him floating away to an island.
Just his body just.
We can edit that together.
Yeah.
Finally, Hostile, starring Christian Bale and Rosamund Pike in some sort of Western cowboys and Indian story, which the trailer doesn't reveal a whole lot of details about, but it seems unsettling and intense, and it premiered at the Telluride Film Festival last weekend to very positive reviews, including from a few people that we actually trust. No hard release date for us normals, but keep your eyes open. It'll be out before December for... So
I would assume. If it's
Oscar
not,
stuff.
it's not good.
Oscar stuff.
Yeah.
Oscar stuff.
All that Oscar shit's coming out.
Yeah.
But that's it for this week's news dump. Check out our new episode of Tugs. Gamers are mad. Can you believe it?
What are they upset about this time, Elliot?
I don't even remember.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And watch Weekly Weird News, because what was in that one again? I'm fucking fried right
Naruto
now.
screaming and Goku running.
Yeah.
The other way around. See, sorry, weebs. Not up to the lingo.
Yeah, we kind of bashed a lot of people this week on both those episodes. So enjoy. Hey, it's fun.